Hello guys, welcome back to one more Forza Horizon 3 online racing video. I'm using the Nissan GT-R Horizon Edition, and the reason why I'm using this car is that there was, when I recorded this video, there was a Forzathon event that required you to complete an online adventure in this car, so that's why I'm using this car. That's not usually my choice in this class. I usually go for a Ferrari F12 Berlinetta or any other car really. This car is not really quick uh, in most of the tracks in this game after all, but it's a nice change of pace for me. So just to keep things a little bit more varied, I felt that this was a good opportunity for me to use a different car. So I'm up in second place. I don't know which car this guy in front of me is using, but it's definitely way quicker than mine on a straight line. Mine probably has better handling. As you can see, I gain a lot on them around the corners. I give him enough space to keep to stick to his line, and he of course is gonna pull away, but I managed to overtake him around this corner. As I said, his car is not that good around the corners. Mine has better handling overall. So let's see if I can keep the first place, or if he's gonna be able to catch up to me and go for first place overtake over the course of the next 2 laps. This is a 3-lap race, and as I think the race is up to me and this guy. I don't see a lot of other players behind him. In fact, I don't see any racers behind us. So that takes off some of the pressure, but still I know that this guy is really quick and he's driving a really quick car on a straight line, so I need to keep an eye on my lines, otherwise I'm gonna screw up and he's gonna take the chance to get the first place away from me. And I like this GTR around the corners. As I said, this is a handling car and I'm using a handling tune setup, but at the same time this car feels a little bit, I don't know, way too heavy, especially so when you compare against other cars in the same class. Usually the cars in the same class, they feel heavy, but not as heavy as this GTR, and I think it shows. It's a lot more stable than usually the cars in this class are. It's very planted, very easy to just throw around the corners without giving it too much thought. You don't need to be careful with this car at all. And apparently something happened to the guy in the second place, because I managed to pull away quite a bit from him. And as you can see, I may be just, I don't know, 2 to 3 seconds ahead of him. It's not a whole lot in this class. It can go by this quick, but I need to be careful. So we're on the last lap. I think if I don't make any mistakes over the remainder of this lap, I'm gonna be able to keep the first place. So let's see if I can do just that. We're approaching the last corner of the racing, and yes, looks like this is gonna be a first place finish. It wasn't a easy one, but it wasn't that difficult to win. I just had to stick to my lines and hope for the best. And he was driving the Porsche 914/6. This is a car that I think I want to try in a different video. I've been seeing a lot of people using this car in S1 class, and I'm kind of curious to see how this car actually drives. Moving on to the second race of the video, and let's see which position I'm gonna start. I'm gonna be starting in third place. There is another GTR in first place and a Subaru in second place. I think the Subaru stands a better chance. I don't know. No, this Subaru doesn't stand a chance. I know what car this is. It has better acceleration, but I don't think it has the top speed to keep up with us. And as you can see, I got pushed off slightly. And that's exactly what I was talking about in the BMW M1 video that I uploaded before this one. It's this type of thing that you need to keep an eye out on. And basically, for you to win races in Forza Horizon 3, in most cases, is all you need to do is just watch out for your back. As long as you keep out of the carnage and you stick to your lines, you should be good and you should win races fairly easily. And this guy beside me, I think he's driving a Lotus Elise. I don't know what the model is, but this is a really quick car, surprisingly quick. I didn't expect this car to be this quick, to be honest, and I've never driven this car in this game, not that I can remember. And this is another car that I want to try later. It feels like this could be a good choice for S1 racing. But as you can see, this guy is not the cleanest races. He kind of pushed the GTR off a little bit there. And I think it's uncalled for. He has better top speed, and this is a top speed track after all. So I think it wasn't called for him to push that guy off. But what can you do about it? And I think I can keep up with this guy as long as I'm on a track with a couple more turns. And this is a mostly straight line track, and I don't stand a chance. And I was actually really surprised at how quick this Lotus is. When I was racing, I couldn't identify the car that he was driving, but once I finished the race, I checked the car, and I was really surprised to see it was a Lotus. I didn't know Lotus cars could be this quick on a straight line. I knew that these cars are really suited for handling, but I didn't think you could push this car this fast on a straight line. So that's definitely a car that I want to check out in a future video. And I'm on a kick these days. I really want to try different cars. I really want to drive cars that I've never driven, and there are a lot of cars that I've never driven in Forza Horizon. And I've been using these videos as an opportunity to try some of these cars. And one thing that I came across that I wasn't aware of is that Forza Horizon 3 has a limit to how many different tune setups you can have stored in your account. And the limit is 500. So once you go past that, you need to delete some of the tune setups in the other cars. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to download and apply any new ones to any other cars that you might have in your garage. So I really wish that in Forza Horizon 4 Playground Games increase this limit. Maybe, I don't know, twice as many cars that they have in game, however many they have eventually. And I think it's frustrating when you have almost 600 cars available in the game and you kind of cap the tune setup limit to just 500. So how are you supposed to use tune setups in the other cars? It doesn't make sense to me, but what can you do about it? So we're about to start the third race of the video. I really love daylight racing in this game. The lighting in this game is really gorgeous, and I have high hopes for Forza Horizon 4. I'm curious to see how far they're gonna push the lighting in that game. Lighting in Forza Horizon games has always been one of the strongest points about the game's graphics. So I'm really curious to see how far they're gonna push it in the next game. So we're starting almost at the back of the pack, and there's a little bit of carnage. I think the GTR kind of spun out. This guy's gonna try to push me off the track. I'm gonna push him back, I don't care. I run as clean as the other guy, so if you try to push me off and I'm not in a good day, I'm gonna try to push you off as well. But if you're a clean racer, then I'm gonna be clean as well. And I was pissed off because on this very day I was dealing with a lot of people trying to push me off constantly. And when I got in this race, this guy in particular was in another lobby with me, and he was trying to push every single person out wide, and I just about had enough of his antics, so I pushed him off, and I think I got rid of him for the time being. So we're up in the third place. This is a team race, so the first three spots are taken up by my team, the red team. In the first place, I would assume it's the guy in the Lotus Elise. I don't know. I kind of I don't remember which car took the first place because I was kind of focused on not getting involved into all the accidents that were going on at the beginning of the race. So we just crossed the 50% mark of this race. This is a sprint race, so there isn't a lot of overtaking opportunities, as I usually say. When it's a multi-lap racing, you have plenty of opportunities to overtake as many people as possible. But when it's a sprint race, it's all one take. So you need to take every chance you get to do the best you can and not get involved into accidents and try to overtake as many people as possible, because that's the only chance you're gonna get. So this car is driving. This car is driving. Oh my god! So this car and again, this guy is driving a fairly old car. I don't know which model it is, but I think it's the Porsche 914/6. This is a fairly convoluted name, if you ask me, but I think that's the car he's driving, and that's another car that I'm gonna be driving fairly soon. And I think the only downside of trying new cars at this point is this limit to how many tune setups you can have stored at one time. And I was wrong. He wasn't driving the Porsche. The Porsche guy, he left the lobby. He's driving the Datsun 2000. That's another car that I don't see driven a whole lot. And it looks like it's a fairly quick car in this class as well. And you can see it's not even upgraded to the top of its class, which is quite amazing. Alright, so fourth and last race of the video, Marunda Dam Sprint. I do remember this track by name. It's one of the very few tracks that I actually can associate to a name. And we're starting up in, I think, 5th place. There is the Lotus Elise in front of me, definitely a first place contender. And I'm gonna try my best to avoid accidents. This track can be really bad when people try to push you off, because there's a lot of trees off to the sides of the track, so it's really easy to get stuck onto a tree whenever someone successfully push you off the track. This GTR he makes a fairly weird move. He went off to the side on a straight line. I don't know what the hell he did that for, but apparently he was trying to take this BAC mono out. I don't know, I'm just assuming. I have already played in another lobby with this Mr. Chimera, and I don't remember if he's a clean racer or not, but looks like the GTR has some beef with him, because the GTR is not trying to push me off, which is weird. It's kind of isolated to this one guy, and it just doesn't make sense to me, but I'm not gonna lose my sleep over it. It's not my business to handle. But we're up in 4th place. The first 2 places are taken up by the Lotus Elise guy and the Datsun 2000 guy, the guy who won the last race. And it's gonna be really difficult for me to catch up to them, because as you can see, this is a mostly straight line race, and my car is not that good on a straight line. So I think I'm gonna try to push for 3rd. That's, I think, my best finishing position. That's the one that's within my reach after all. And I don't know which car this guy in front of me is driving, to be honest. He's a little bit too far, and I can really see his car. And I'm kind of tense about this GTR on my tail, because I know he was trying to push the BAC mono guy, but weirdly enough, he didn't try to push me off. So I don't know what his deal is, and I don't want to take any chances. So I'm trying to be really careful with my lines, and I'm trying to stick to them as best as possible. So I dive in to the inside. I make a little bit of contact with this guy. This guy drifts in an attempt to take this corner, but I just managed to overtake him right at the very last minute. He goes for a cutback, a cutback again, and that's the last straight on the track. So I'm gonna be finishing in third position. That was a really nice end of race. This guy that I just overtook was driving a Honda S2009. This is a really quick car in A class. I don't know about S1 class. This might be a really quick one, but I know this car is a beast in A class. That was a really exciting end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did like the video, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel for more Forza Horizon 3 content, share the video with your friends and on your social media. It helps me out a lot and I really appreciate the help. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. The links are in the description down below. And I hope to see you guys in the next one. Bye.